Heard of it.
They even got cell phone. You know, if you get caught with a cell phone scrambler, that's a felony offense. Just having one in your possession. You could pretty much go to the movie theaters and render everybody's cell phone
information.
Yeah, you just turn it on. It's a device you have, and it's I think they call it cell phone blocker. You could block the signal from the cell phone.
Hey man, you know it's crazy you say that, right? Now you got these prison YouTubers that's in jail. They be on, you know what I'm saying, they got channels. And it's crazy, when I was in the pen, if I look at my cell, it'd be a truck going around the track, and they got a big ass antenna, and it's knocking the signals down. So if you on a cell phone in the cell, it's knocking your signal down.
Yeah.
So I'm like, how? Maybe they not using that no more or something.
Well, they also have. Okay, I think we may have briefly talked about this on a previous episode of Straight Politicking, but a lot of guys that are on their cell phones, we think or we believe that those conversations are not monitored because they're not using the prison phone. They're using their own personal cell phone in prison.
Mm-hmm.
But I have recently learned about a device called the Stinger that the police use where they can monitor cell phone calls. Now, and they don't need a warrant for it.
That can't be used in court for sure.
They cannot be used in court. You're 100% right.
Right.
But they can use that information and start investigations.
Right.
So this company in Florida created this device called the Stinger. And I believe, we don't have any proof, but I believe some of these California prison cases where guys have been using their cell phones, I think they're being monitored by the police using Stinger.
Oh, that's how these prison indictments is getting started, because they monitoring these phone calls.
Yeah, and that's dangerous.
So I wonder how the Stinger work. You got to be at a certain, like, in a perimeter, in a building.
Yeah, probably, most likely, within like, I'd say within a half a mile, maybe.
Half a mile is kind of far.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I'd say a quarter mile then, within a quarter mile. Because look how far a cell phone tower is. It's the cell phone tower from where we're at right now could be a half a mile away. You know? And they placed them, I don't know what the spacing is between cell phone towers, but yeah, I want to let everyone know that just because someone calls you from prison on a cell phone does not mean that phone call is not being monitored. I don't trust it anymore. So, dudes are getting busted. And we're wondering, like, damn, how'd he get busted? He been using a cell phone for the last 18 months he been in prison. He been on a cell phone.
Yeah, but the Stinger thing can't be used in court, but it'll show kick off an investigation.
Yeah, I'm looking up distance between cell towers, and it says here cell tower spacing varies significantly by environment, but they are typically 1 to 2 miles apart in the suburbs and a quarter to a half a mile apart in the dense cities. So, okay, a quarter mile apart to a half a mile apart.
Whether you're here, or at one of these, it doesn't matter. This can find you. The common name, StingRay. Technically, a cell site simulator. First developed for military use, it's made its way into local law enforcement. It can track a person down to the room they're in if they have their cell phone on them. Stingrays turn these into homing devices, and that's just the beginning.
These are tracking devices. This is emitting a signal. This is GPS.
Mike Mino with the North Carolina branch of the ACLU has been watching the spread of Stingrays for years.
It's my understanding that the software that a lot of these devices use is capable of capturing things like your text messages, the numbers you're calling and receiving calls from. We know for sure they're getting people's location.
Here's how it works. Cell phones are always trying to connect to nearby cell towers. A Stingray acts like a cell tower decoy. In what's called a man-in-the-middle attack, it tricks cell phones into thinking it's the nearest cell tower, phones connect to the Stingray, and police can access a range of personal information. But they don't just get intel on one phone. Every phone nearby is forced to divert to the Stingray. Calls are passed on to a real cell tower. Data scooped up stays with police.
When you ask them why they're using it, they'll say, well, we're targeting certain individuals, but the nature of the technology is so expansive that you cannot use this without countless innocent people having their data captured as well.
The I-Team has learned at least 3 law enforcement agencies in the Triangle have been using cell site simulators, but they don't like to talk about it and may not be allowed to. These 2 purchase orders show Raleigh and Durham police bought variations of the StingRay within the last 10 years. Raleigh's purchase order, obtained by the I-Team 2 years ago, shows the department paid more than $120,000 for the device. Separate documents obtained by the ACLU show Durham spent nearly twice that.
And can be up to 25 miles apart in rural areas. So there you go. So the Stinger's obviously tapping in with the cell phone tower, like most likely. And if you could be a quarter mile away, tapping into a cell phone tower, listening to this guy's phone call, that's incredible information for the police.
My phone been tapped at least 2 or 3 times.
Landlines, though, right?
No, cell phone.
Oh, was that right?
Yeah, I still got the letters. After they done. If they don't find nothing, they got to mail you something, letting you know they've been monitoring your calls from this time, the reason, and like, you know what I'm saying. If it's done correctly through a judge, they got, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Then it said the number of the line that's been tapped, because the last phone I had was in my brother's name, so it said his name on top of the phone number and all that shit. My mom was spoke like, I ain't gonna let my brother go down for nothing, because that's the good brother that went to college, and you know what I'm saying. She like, don't get him in no shit.
So do they even contact everyone that you talk to? Let's say during that time you consistently talk to 10 people, or let's just say I'm one of the people you talk to. Will they send me a letter letting me know I was in conversations with you because your phone was tapped?
I don't know, because the last time my phone was tapped, I don't know why they was listening to me, and I know exactly who that was. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say his name, but they was more interested in him, not more. I don't talk to him every day, and I believe the person you do talk to every day, I talk to him every day, and that's how they got. You know what I'm saying? That this very last time how I was tapped, like they tapped at that dude assistant, they tapped at my homeboy, and tapped at me. Like, so I'm like, maybe, you know what I'm saying, or maybe they thought once they listened to me, it was worth listening to, so they kept listening to me. I don't know, so I can't really answer your question.
Did they ever lead to any court cases?
Because I think if it leads to a court case, you not gonna get that letter.
Oh yeah,
you just gonna end up in court.
Yeah,
they gotta send you that letter when they done listening. You know what I'm saying?
But what about a court case for someone else? Maybe they learned something about somebody else and left you alone, but got on somebody else.
I don't believe so. Nah, hell nah. I ain't heard of nothing, because shit wouldn't I be subpoenaed, or I come up in somebody's court case, or they transcribe my phone call.
Yeah,
so I don't think so. But like I said before, on my daughters, bro, 2011, that man Foley told my celly, hey, tell Munchie to stay off that phone. They listening to his phone calls. I waved it off. Left county jail, went to reception, was there for months. I got to the main line, finally got to the phone. I called my then girlfriend, now baby mama, and she was on the phone with me. She trying to rap and riddle me that my phone is tapped, but I haven't been out, so I don't know this new music. She telling me, I'm like, what? She's like, your mama phone tapped. I'm like, oh, right. I'm like, this fool told me that shit about 9 months ago. I can't make this shit up. Swear to God.
Yeah.
Swear to God, bro. And then like the letter said narcotics. Y'all did some small time in my past. It's not worth tapping my car, my phone. So I'm like, maybe they made up an excuse to, you know what I'm saying? Narcotics. That never been a thing with me. I've never been in jail for none of that or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think anyone should be talking about anything gangster on the phone anymore, because even if you try to do it in a coded talk, it's still going to get interpreted in court. No matter what you say, it's going to get interpreted. Right. Like I was just listening to these Mexican Mafia wire calls, and they're calling for the murder of a guy named Tonito, another Mexican Mafia member. They want him dead. So these 4 guys are on the phone, but they're saying that so who's going to drive the car? who's going to be in the driver's seat? And then after a while, it's just like obvious what that means.
That don't even sound coded.
That don't sound coded, huh?
Hell no.
Who's driving the car? Who's going to be who's in control of the car? Okay, such and such is driving the car. Okay, who's going to be in the car with him? Like who's going to help?
That's not coded.
That's not even coded, huh?
Hell no. They even put up a what?
Nah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I was thinking like that's kind of weak. Like,
Yeah, they need to come up with some more lingo.
are they really expecting the level of law enforcement monitoring these phone calls not to be sharp enough to figure out driving the car just means that that's their plot to kill
I don't
somebody?
think that was even supposed. They didn't even mean for it to be coded. They were just talking. They said F it. They probably thought that was on a clean line. They just was talking.
Here's another thing they do, which is dumb. They use initials. So we gotta do something about T. T is Tonito. All right, well I'm gonna get RB, and then he's gonna call CW, and then CW is gonna contact FB. All of these initials are actual names
Right.
of the people involved.
We gonna have double A come pick up MB.
Yeah.
And then go handle the business.
I'm like, okay, so their efforts at Coded Talk are
F.
poor.
It's a F.
Yeah, poor. And then there was a guy named Lalo Martinez that didn't even try to code talk. He would literally say, "Hey, I'm ordering a green light on such and such." Click.
He said, "Fuck it up."
Yeah,
but he probably got life. He probably got life without. He don't even care.
Yeah, he knew he wasn't coming home.
Yeah, like fuck it.
He was like, "Yeah, I'm ordering a green light on such and such." The other guy on the phone on the streets, who was an unknown person, he was like, "Huh?" He was shocked. Serious? Yeah.
I would have hung up on him.
Nah, you're taking orders from.
I don't care. So you want me to go sit next to you in jail because you talking about some green lights and shit? If you ain't talking about no traffic, or you trying to put up a light pole, I don't know what you talking about.
Hey, I do believe these Mexican mafia dudes be putting a lot of these Southsiders on crash out missions because they don't care. They got all day. Anyways.
Miserable.
Yeah, they be sending people on kamikaze missions, and it's unfortunate because you have no choice but to follow through and whatever they say because then there's a green light on you.
Hey man, if I was a Mexican from a Southsider hood and I'm from this particular hood and I'm running shit over there, our hood would probably have a green light.
Yeah.
Not for real, because not that. Like, cause my hood, I actually love my homies, bro. So if I get a call from the top and they want little stumper to go do some crash out shit, and I got love for this dude, I'm like, hold on, no, he ain't about to. You want him to, you know what I'm saying, or bro just had a baby, and then you want him to come to jail. Like, come to jail, like, you know what I'm saying, bring some shit in, like, go ahead and turn that light on.
So you be one of those few green light gangs then.
Hell yeah. Muncho Trece will be a green light hood for sure.